thank you for allowing me on. What a special afternoon. Did you hit the record button?
Yes, she did.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. I just want to make sure. Oh my goodness. So yes, this is attempt number 2, and this is going to be really what it's all about. Love the, I mean, where could we have such an incredible opportunity but right here? This all started last night when Helen and I were out to dinner, and Dr. Gregerson sent some pictures over to us of some things that were going on just yesterday. But Corleen, before we go there, in order for us to legally protect ourselves, to have the discussion that we're going to, I'm just going to pull you off the spotlight here quickly and pull up our disclaimer. So let me just go ahead. Those of you that can see me, certainly follow along as I read this to everyone. These statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is for educational purposes only and includes information on recent advances in research on micronutrients. And you're certainly going to see that here this afternoon. Recent advances. We're talking about just information that was documented yesterday. So as I continue on with the rest of our disclaimer, Engage, the micronutrient company, does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. Engage's products do, however, address our deficiencies and provide our bodies with the nutrition we are lacking. Nothing here is intended to be a substitute for treatment or a visit to your primary healthcare provider. That having been stated, we can have the conversation that we are here. And I just want to once again publicly thank Corleen for thinking of this incredible idea to get everybody together. We had our lunch and learn earlier in the day, and these slides that Linda shared with us were so amazing that we've reached out to Dr. Linda Gregerson out of Idaho and also Dr. Kedar Prasad. But before we really start down that road, I want to, because so many of you are brand new here with us and you don't have any idea what it is that we're talking about, right here, I've got a booklet. This is 36 pages worth of documentation describing to all of us that this is daily nutrition to live your best life. This isn't weekly or monthly or as needed. This says daily nutrition to live your best life, the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplements. There was a purpose behind this being created. You can see right here, this is the purpose. The purpose was made to protect, built to sustain. That purpose, who is it protecting? Who is it sustaining? We're seeing it right here on this page with the soldiers. But let me read this paragraph for everybody. It says, not just to protect, but also to sustain our troops. The U.S. military asked Dr. Kedar Prasad, PhD, the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation, to develop a supplement that could provide a singular daily source of nutritional defense and nourishment for U.S. troops. It doesn't just stop there. In this booklet that any one of you can request a copy of, it also goes on to prove that over a 6-year period, beginning back in 2001, and with the investment at over $24 million, Dr. Prasad successfully demonstrated that this is the world's foremost, this is the world's most nutrient-dense and scientifically validated micronutrient supplement. Who is Dr. Kedar Prasad? One more page into this booklet, the man behind Microdaily, the world's first radiation biologist, PhD, back in 1963. Dr. Prasad was leading the understanding about the human body and its relationship to radiation that far back. Now, Dr. Prasad goes on, and if it weren't for his business partner, David Nemelka, where we could take this formula from the military to the masses, none of us would be here today. But what I'm saying to you is that there are still 36 pages here in this document. These are some of Dr. Prasad's published works. You can see these are the book covers from several of his books. Absolutely incredible background. And then we go in one page from that And this is where we are differentiated from everything else that's out there on the market. It says Dr. Prasad's science sets a new standard in supplement efficacy validation. And that's exactly what we are here to talk about today. So those of you that are on here, please get back with the individual who invited you. Say, hey, can I get a copy of that booklet? I'd love to be able to share it with my friends. I'd love to be able to look further into it and do my own research, my own study, because it is all there. So that having been said, I want to just lean right into this. We are so grateful that Dr. Linda Gregerson out of Idaho is here with us. Dr. Gregerson, are you at a place where I could pull you up onto the screen and you could share with us what has happened and why you were so excited about what you're finding in your clinic?
Yes.
Here she is. All righty. Okay. So you've got both of us up here. Corleen, are you seeing that okay? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We're good.
All righty. So Linda, if you can just share with us a little bit of the background here, and I'm going to pull some pictures that you have shared up on the screen. So just like we did previously, I've got the 2 before pictures and then the one after, and then we've got a whole nother slide deck that is those 2 pictures side by side with the dried blood. So
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm a naturopath. I'm in Idaho Falls, Idaho. And a lot of the things that we do is to help people balance their body, because a balanced body heals itself. So we use the microscopic, it's called microscopy, and we look at people's live blood as it's working right then. And then we dry the blood. And the way that the blood dries, different enzymes tells us a lot about what's going on in their body. We can find anything from heart sign to lymphatic problems to absorption, to all kinds of different things that we can see in the blood. It is a proven practice. They've been doing this for years. And you just can't argue with live blood that's right in front of you. And we do it so that people can see the live results right then. Well, my daughter's allergic to the capsules that are on the Microdaily EMF. We tried opening the capsules, but the allergy is so bad that there was enough frequency from the capsules that she would still have problems, and she would almost go into anaphylaxis even when we emptied it. So I, for a long time, was really pushing to get this hydro product in because I knew how much she needed it. Well, I haven't checked her blood for a long time, but she happened to be here yesterday, and I took her blood, and as her mom, I just started to cry. It's really bad. So put the first 2 slides on. This is what we saw. The first slide that you will see there is extremely bad EMF. She lives in Oregon, but she works in Boise. They're just right there on the border, and a lot of EMF around her. I've got her stuff protected as much as I can, but it's just not enough with all the towers. And you can see how the blood cells are sticking together. When they do that, when blood goes through your system, and it needs to go through the microcirculation, it cannot. Somebody said they don't see the slides.
I can see.
I'm seeing them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not as well. I see them.
I think we're good.
Okay. So as your blood needs to go through this microcirculation, it has to go through one cell at a time. And if it's not going through one cell at a time, you're not getting the food in or the garbage out. And with it all coagulated, it's really hard to see. I can't see the slides now.
Okay, so it's
There they are.
yeah, there they are. So
Okay.
we've got it on speaker view, and so when you're speaking, it's you, and then I'll need to talk, and people can see the slides. Go ahead.
Okay, that's right. So on the first one, you can see the cells are so stuck to each other. There's no way that's getting in her circulation. She has severe autoimmune. She is barely eating. She's really sick. And that's one reason she came in. On the second slide, it's just another view of the same drop of blood. You can see it's all relayed. But the scary thing about that one, which was in the other one too, but they were so stuck together you couldn't see it, is how misshapen every cell is. They look like water bombs. They look like spiked balls in there. Very few of her cells looked normal. Maybe 10% of all of her blood looked like it had looked normal. They all look like donuts, which is malnutrition, low B vitamins or low iron. They were all misshapen. And it was really scary for me as her mom to see that. Any patient, this would have scared me, but having be my own daughter was really bad. So we gave her 2 of the Microdailies because I wanted her to try it to see if she could take them now. She tasted it. It didn't bother her. She waited a minute. She drank the whole thing. And 15 minutes later, we checked her blood again because I wanted to see what it would do, never expecting what I'm seeing on this next slide. So here's the after slide. If you look at it, and I mean, I could have taken 15 different pictures of it. You can see the cells are round. They're less stuck together. There's a couple in there that are still stuck, but they're not stuck like they were before. This means that she started getting immediate hydration. She started getting immediate delivery to other parts of her body because it could get into the microcirculation and it could do what our blood's meant to do. So this was all really fun. And I did this while I was doing the call earlier today at 1 o'clock. My Janice does a lot of my blood work, and she was there doing someone else's blood. And on a whim, she decided to see what it would do if.
Where?
Huh?
Oh,
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, so we decided to see what it would do if we dried the blood and see what the differences are, because we didn't think to do that yesterday. So while I was on the call, she was doing that. I walked in as soon as we hung up and she said, look at this. And so put the new slides on, the first one, or both. Okay, so the one on the left, I circled it and you can see those white spots in there. That can indicate a major amount of cellular declines. It might, sometimes that shows up as a cancer, major inflammation. It does definitely show a degenerative disease. This lady has been pre-diagnosed by an oncologist with cancer, and she's been coming in for body balancing. So she took it 15 minutes later. We took and did the same slide, and the entire patch of blood on that looks like that second picture, the after. It immediately changed how the blood was drying, even in her body. This is huge because we usually wait 2 to 3 weeks to see any kind of a difference at all. I was in shock that we were able to do that. So I didn't send all the slides, but we did it with 2 other people that were there too, and we're getting the same results. So if this can make that big of a change in your body in 15 minutes, what's it going to do if you're drinking it all day long? If you're taking it every day for the next 10 years, it's got to help all of those degenerative diseases. It's got to help that autoimmune that I've been seeing in the blood. I am so excited to see what this looks like in 24 hours or 48 hours or 2 weeks. I just have never seen results like this as long as I've had my practice.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
The previous slide, that of your daughter's slide, first slide, the blood cell looks like a before treatment, has a lot of vacuoles. Did you see vacuoles there?
Tons of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right there.
More than I've ever seen before. But it wasn't just that, it was the whole slide was full of.
So that was amazing. There's so much vacuoles there, and then they disappear.
In 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That means that every organ in the body had to be working together in order to do that. Because, I mean, the blood's going to go through the liver. It's going to go through a lot of places from the time it hits the stomach. So what that's telling me is when it hits your mouth, it immediately is going out sublingually into the body. That's the only way it could have done is to be absorbed.
Absorption is very quick.
Yeah. I mean, it had to have absorbed so fast to get to the liver and to everything that's cleaning that blood.
Mm-hmm. Exciting. Very exciting.
Wow. All I can say is just, my goodness, the 85 people that we have on here right now are hearing this for the second time today. But this is just what a place in history and what a place in time to be having this kind of information available to us. I want to just, if I can, just briefly share 3.5 minutes of Wednesday night's call with Dr. Prasad. We were doing a testimonial call, and this is somebody else who had a tremendous experience with this new product. So what it is that we're talking about, this is Microdaily EMF Hydro, or Hydro EMF. EMF stands for electromagnetic frequencies. So it is protecting you from the non-native frequencies of cellular radiation, microwave radiation, all of those things that we are surrounded. This can certainly help. And Dr. Prasad has a patent on these things. So let me just go in. Dr. Prasad, I'll remove your spotlight for just a moment. And let's take a look at JR's experience here on Wednesday night. And then I have a follow-up from what happened here just yesterday. So here we go with JR's experience. And then we're going to go to Van after that. So JR, tell us your experience with the products today.
First of all, I've got a question.
Nope, no questions. No questions tonight, JR. This is all about testimonies.
Oh, it is?
Questions are next week, next Wednesday night. So what's your experiences with the product?
Well, for the first week or so, I could tell no difference at all, except my mental acuity increased. I started to feel like I did about a year ago, about 50% at that level. Then I reached a point where I got really, really sick. Didn't feel good at all. And that's when I realized that what was happening was that my body was detoxing. And when you detox, you get very sick. You can get very sick. That only lasted a day and a half or so that I got okay. I've been taking the therapeutic dosage. I've been taking four times a day, and taking the probiotic, I think 3 times a day. Yeah.
Awesome.
I went to the doctor today to get blood work done. I was curious. I've been on this program now for about 2 weeks, so that should give me a little indication of changes in my parameters. And everything except one went up. And that was one I wanted to talk to you about, but I'll have to wait till next week or call somebody because it's very important to me.
Yeah.
Because it could stop me from having to do what I'm doing, because something was said about 2 weeks ago about interaction between drugs, vitamins, and the micro. So I'm just curious about that. Anyway,
reach out to us, give us a call, just through your upline. But it's so exciting, JR, after just two weeks. In fact, you were on here a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about this, and Dr. Prasad said, come back and share with us. And that's exactly what you're doing tonight.
Was it hydro or was it?
The capsules. The capsules.
No. I switched over to the powder. I got the powder.
Did you? Okay.
So I'm using powder. I'm using 4 of those a day right now, and 2 of the probiotics. But something else happened. When I was going over the report today, I looked at something. I looked at my 1AC, which the last time I did it was, I guess, a month and a half ago. It was 8.2. It was 6.2 today.
Wow.
So it dropped 2 whole points. I was shocked at that one. I have prostate cancer, so stage 4. So what I'm using it for is that. There was a couple other parameters that had to do with prostate cancer that were increasing in the right direction. I don't understand all there is to know about that, but my oncologist and I are going to talk about that. But a lot of other things have happened.
Yeah, I'm just going to cut that off. It was amazing. You can find that out on YouTube, part of our Wednesday night testimonial call. Amazing, the other experiences that were going on there. But what JR was sharing with us is that he was taking this new Microdaily EMF that has the delivery system we call Hydro. You mix 2 stick packs with water, And in fact, I'm going to just pull a stick pack out here in front of you. This is what it looks like. You can, just similar to a crystal light, you tear this open, dump it into a bottle of water, and away you go. So the first slides that Linda was sharing with us, she actually took 2 of these packages and dumped them into a bottle of water for her daughter. The second set of slides with the patient that was just in today, it was only 1. But in JR's situation, Dr. Prasad suggests that we do more, and we're calling that a therapeutic dose, which would be 3 times what's listed on the box. So it's listed 2 of these, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. JR was just mentioning to us that he was doing 1 in the morning, 1 late afternoon, 3 hours later, another one, and another one, before bed. So he was doing 4 of these. And I need to share with you that it wasn't 2 weeks, it was 8 days that he was taking this product. And in 8 days, the question that he was going to ask Dr. Prasad, and I wished I would have let him just continue on, the question he had was a question that his oncologist asked, and that is it possible to have the dramatic experience that he did. And so this is the dramatic experience and the question that he was going to ask Dr. Prasad. He'd already referenced that he is a 4th stage prostate cancer. And when you're looking at prostate and the amount of cancer that is in there, it's called a PSA number. And I've worked with a lot of people along these lines, but very few are in that range where it's over triple digits. And this is the case that JR found himself in, 143 on his PSA level. It had everybody on the medical field that was on his team just freaking out about it. 8 days, ladies and gentlemen, of being on these products, the response that JR's body had, and the question that he was going to ask Dr. Prasad on Wednesday, he confirmed it yesterday. So on Thursday, he called, just like I suggested, he called and he asked, could that 143 PSA number go to 14 in 8 days? And we had Dr. Prasad on earlier. I'm going to pull him up here onto the screen here with me. And Dr. Prasad, that's how quickly. What do you think about that?
It is very exciting, but as you know, that a therapeutic dose of microdaily EMF, now it is high dose, so you can see it can be absorbed in 15 minutes. And higher the dose that's absorbed and available to tumor tissue, the more death will occur of tumor tissue. And so it is very surprising that I thought that at least it will take a week before you see a tumor size, that kind of regression. So the drop in PSA is a reflection of the size of the tumor that you have. And since it is from 143 to 14, that means the tumor size must have dropped dramatically to low level to produce so little PSA. And I'm sure that another 2 weeks, he will have a normal PSA range. And the question is that whether in a, say, MRI or some X-ray, whether they can detect any more prostate cancer or not. This would be a real test. But my prediction is that the amount of PSA which is secreted and you can detect in the urine is proportional to the size of the tumor, prostate tumor. And therefore, my prediction would be, I could be wrong, that the tumor size has markedly shrunken. And again, this we have observed because the way high-dose antioxidant works, and in this case, is so rapidly. And that's why you see when you do the experiment in a cell culture model of cancer, you immediately get exposed to. So it's almost analogous to cell culture model. And then you get exposed to high level, and then you see the effect. And of course, the effect, as you know, is that high-dose antioxidant will block the glucose and glutamine. These two nutrients, no matter what kind of cancer you have, they require for survival. And therefore, high-dose antioxidant block the uptake of these two micronutrients, and therefore they starve to death. And the beauty of this thing that I didn't realize it, that it be absorption will be so rapid. And so rapid means the tumor cell is exposed to higher level than, say, capsule can do it. Even with capsule, we will have some positive results. But this is a dramatic results.
It really is. It really is.
I'm very excited to know about that,
Well, and earlier you referenced that when we have this kind of empirical data, when we've got stuff like Dr. Gregerson is bringing forward and testimonies like this, we can do some observational studies this way. So it is amazing. I'm looking here at the chat, and we've got so many comments of people that are excited about how this is coming together. And the reason that JR wanted to ask that question of you is to see if he could go off some of the other things that the doctors had suggested. And you always say, get back with your doctor, make sure that they are part of this process.
Exactly.
But he was so excited that Thursday, he called and he ordered several more of our specials. And so I'm going to pull that up here onto the screen because that is the significance of today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a buy two, get one free with our Hydro product. And so for $166, you could do a therapeutic dose approach to your health. That would be taking 6 of these sticks every day, which is what Dr. Prasad suggests. You either 3 or 4 times your dose when you're facing situations like these individuals have come forward today and talked about. So it's only available, ladies and gentlemen, it's only available until midnight tonight Mountain Time. So that's please get back with the individual who invited you onto this call and ask how you're going to get yours, because this is one of those specials that it's $83 or $82.99, a box, and buy 2 of those, $166, and you're getting a third one for free, which actually takes them down to $55.32. So, is there anything else, Dr. Prasad, that you would like to add?
No, I think it is amazing that I love to publish this kind of information in a clinical journal. And I have told you in the past, and Dr. Linda and some other people, that once we have some observational data, even single patient can be published as a case report. But if we have more than one, then we can use it observational data. And observational data excite other clinicians, and they run then placebo-controlled trial, and NIH will now fund it. And
wow.
And so I think this opened quite a bit. It will be so remarkable that it could generate, it is $1 billion industry, cancer. And it's simple approach like this.
Wow.
And if you are going to go, for example, chemotherapy or radiations, if your doctor says you do it, if anything, it will enhance further the cell-killing effect of chemotherapeutic agent, as well as the radiation therapy, but not affect the normal cell.
Wow.
That's the beauty of the program is.
Well, Dr. Prasad, truly.
I told you that by the end of this month, by the end of July, I might get the patent on this issue.
Wow. You guys heard it here. Not only is he the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation, many of us have begun to refer to Dr. Prasad as the Einstein of our times when it comes to understanding the human body and its relationship to micronutrients, and you heard it here. This is an easy approach. This is a simple approach. Corleen, I'm going to pull you back up here onto the screen as we close out today. Try and keep this within, half an hour. Dr. Linda, can we also pull you back up? Awesome. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Corleen.
I just want to go ahead, Dr. Linda. You go first. Come on.
Oh, sorry. I've had some other things I was doing in the meantime too. So what was that you were wanting, Jeff?
Just close it up. Any last words?
Yes, this is the best thing that I have ever found for balancing out your body in the quickest amount of time. And if it will do this in 15 minutes, it's going to balance your body overall over time. We're going to be the healthiest people that are out there. You'll soon be able to see who's on Microdaily and who isn't by who's healthy, because I'm seeing a lot of degenerative diseases, and I'm not seeing it in my patients that are using this. So just remember, a balanced body heals itself, and the best way to balance your body is with great nutrition, and this is the best I've ever found.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Linda. Go ahead, Corleen.
I want to thank Dr. Linda for sharing those slides. I think they're powerful. And I also want to say that we have 5 more hours for customer service to get your orders in. And so when I think about all the people that are doing therapeutic dosages, my question to you would be, if you can get 3 for 166, why would you wait until tomorrow when you would pay 249? That's the first question. And then, you know, a couple people have asked me, well, do you think they're going to extend the promotion? And so I called our CEO last night and I asked him that question. And here's what he said to me. He said, Corleen, people should place their orders today. So I'm going to encourage everyone, if you know someone that you know that is just using our product for the first time, if you know someone that's on the therapeutic dosage and they may need more product, make sure you get your orders in today. Because tomorrow you can't call and say, I didn't get my order in. So again, for customer service, we have 5 hours. If you go online, you have a couple of more hours. But time is running out. And I'm saying, Dr. Prasad, thank you so much for all that you do to support us. Thank you for this amazing new delivery system. We already know the product is excellent. And now for so many people, this new delivery system will help them. I am so proud to be part of your mission to help human health. Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Thank you, Jeff Ashby, for all that you do, and all of our affiliates. If you have a guest on, please get back with them today. We need to help them make a decision today, not tomorrow. And if you are an affiliate and you haven't placed your order yet, please get it done.
You bet. And then, Corleen, will you talk about the replay of this now that we've got a copy?
And I think, and you know what? And this one is so much better. How about that? So the first one was just practice, and this one is much